was thrilled. I'd been studying metaphysical Bible interpretation in the Unity Classic way for 12 years, and I thought, I am coming to school, I am going to be immersed in learning this. Didn't happen. I sat down in my first Bible interpretation class. We never had this as a required text. This is the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. We never once opened this classic unity teaching. So me, the small globe, brought it to school every day, put it front and center on my desk as a huge suggestion to help enlighten the instructor every day. And you can bet that when I put it on my desk, I did not have a smile on my face. I was not feeling the Christ. I was like, there. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we teaching that? I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting what I need. What's the matter with this class? How long do I have to sit here anyway? You see the energy I was in? Not exactly the Christ. Okay. It took me, true confession, it took me a year to get over it. I did. But when I decided perhaps God is offering a new opportunity for me to learn, perhaps God, as wisdom, is opening me up to a new way of being. When I created a little space, when I opened the window of light, I fell in love with the new way. I was enchanted. I was inspired. Now, do I think the new way is better than the old? I don't know. But I was willing to learn, and I was willing to grow, and I received a great good. So these are the kinds of things that we all go through. I don't think I'm the only person that was in the remedial learning class, was I? I really don't think so, because we all have these ways of being. And so when I think about this, I can't help but think of a favorite Bible story. It comes from the book of Genesis. It is the story that is laid out in the 19th chapter, and it is the story of Lot and his wife. And so when we open to this story, we discover that Lot and his wife and their two daughters are confronted with two angels. And we understand that angels are messengers of God. Be they thoughts that come to us that are divinely guided and inspired, or whether they come through a person. Well, Lot and his family lived in Sodom. And Sodom was a city of ill repute in every way. People had fallen away from practicing spiritual principles and values. And so the messengers of God came to Lot, and they said to him, please know this. Your family needs to leave. Sodom is going to soon be destroyed. With the coming of dawn, the angels urged Lot, saying, hurry, take your wife and your two daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished. So Lot hears this information. He's not sure what to do. He's got a good life. He's wealthy. He's settled. Everything looks good. He doesn't see any weapons of mass destruction on the verge. So he's thinking, let me think about this. But just as God is mercy, as God is compassion, the angels then actually lead him, they lead his wife, they lead two of his daughters out of the city. As soon as the angels had brought them out, one of them said, flee for your lives. Don't look back, and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away. So here they go. Lot and his family have made it to the next city, the city of Zoar. They are safe. And behind them is all kinds of hell happening, all kinds of fire and brimstone. There is a disaster that is happening in Sodom. Just then, Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. So let's interpret this story, shall we? I'm not going to piece it apart in the traditional unity sense, but I think that we can gather some commonalities and a message that serves our purposes today. And when we do that, what we recognize is that Lot was blessed by the angels that came not only to warn him, but when he hesitated, the angels led him and his family out to a safe place of being. You see, the message from God was, where you are is destruction, and if you stay there, you and your loved ones will be destroyed. So we get that. And we also get that Lot's wife, and in unity understanding, we look at the women in the Bible as symbolic of the feminine nature or the feeling nature of our psyche. So Lot's wife represents the feeling nature. And even though her head has heard the word, don't look back, her feeling nature is attached. Her feeling nature is clinging to the old way, the old life, all of that, and she looks back and she turns into a pillar of salt. Now, back in that day, salt was heavily used. It was used for preservative. And so when you look back and you stay back there, becoming a pillar of salt means that you are so attached and entrenched in the past that there is no life, there is no new life, and there is no way you can go forward. And so do you see the symbology here? It is profound. The Spirit of God is always leading us forward. And in order to go, and in order to grow, we must leave old consciousness to embrace the new and receive the new that is good. That is why it is recorded in the Gospel of Luke that Jesus said, remember Lot's wife. Remember. If you really believe God is leading you forward always, then don't cling to the past. Don't cling to the old ways and old consciousness. Don't become a pillar of salt. When we are in chemicalization, we have a choice. When those two worlds collide, we have a choice. How long we'll be in it? When we are open with our feelings, with our mind, and with our energy to that which is new, which is before us, what happens is we let go of what was, and we begin to receive the good that is meant to be ours. Thank you, Molly. And so in knowing that we are called to let go and open up our process to release the pain and the torture of chemicalization, let us hear the words of our dear friend Emily Cady. She reminds us that in this process, that when we have fear of changing and letting go and opening, when we are fearful of staying the course, she gives us a denial, some words of truth to not give that energy any more power. She says, there is nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing. Powerful words when we get entrenched in our fear, in our anger, in our confusion. And then she supports us in affirming and knowing the truth and standing in it. And she says, perfect love reigns and all is good. Hold the vision that God's love prevails and that all is good. Perfect love reigns and all is good. And so we hold this denial and this affirmation from dear Emily, and we go forward in a new way. We become aware of the process of chemicalization. We understand it as part of the transformation journey in spiritual living. And we allow ourselves to be lifted up. We allow ourselves to be strengthened and healed in the living Spirit of God. We do not cling to that which is no longer the truth of our being, and we say yes to the good that is unfolding in, through, and for us. Yes? Yes. So be it. So be it, and amen. Thank you, and God bless.
I feel like letting go, let go, let God, let go. I feel like letting go, let go, let God, let go. If I can let go, the darkness will fade.